Travel with Dave. I'm going to give you a warning about women and their trustworthiness. You can only trust them to a certain point. You'll know, obviously, if you can trust somebody or not. But if you sense that there's something untrustworthy about it, take that as a huge warning sign. I'm going to give you some examples. I wanted to go to an archaeological site. And in order to get there, we either had to fly or take a bus. I don't remember. And there was a woman who wanted to go with me. She had a dating agency. And she was always like, yeah, let's invite a couple of girls. We'll go on the trip, etc. She calls me back and she says, how about going to Cusco instead? And she convinces, and I'm like, I really want to go to the archaeological site. Stick to what you want to do. Don't ever change for what any woman wants because they have an ulterior motive. The reason why the woman was insisting to go to Cusco was because there was a guy there she wanted to see. So during the day, went horseback riding with me, and we went to go to Pisac, which is awesome, and some other place that had a giant. My internet just shut off. Giant circle thing, and at nighttime, like 6 p.m. it gets dark. She went to go be with the other guy. I paid for the flight for her to go to Cusco and to go back and for all the activities. And she was staying with another guy at his hotel for 3 nights that we were there. That's an example. Another example is I would go, this would happen in Colombia. I would say at like 2, let's go see a movie. The movie starts at 8. She would say, where? We'll go at El Tesoro Mall. And then an hour later, she says, what time? I said, I already told you, 8 o'clock. And then an hour later, she'll say, what movie? And then I'll say, oh, it's a comedy, Eddie Murphy movie. And then an hour later, she'll say, where? And I'm like, I already told you. And then, I already told you, I said El Tesoro Mall. And then an hour later, she'll say, what time? So, well, the movie already started. We're going to miss the movie. And then she'll say, okay, let's go dancing. And I had this happen a lot. They agree to something and then they do the bait and switch. A guy said, I made arrangements with my wife to go on vacation. I paid for the taxi. It's going to cost $50. I paid for the hotel for a week. You know, it was a lot of money. Like, let's say $500 or $600. All the arrangements were already made. When it was time to get in the car, she said, I don't want to go. I want to go see my family instead. The bait and switch, she agreed to go, but when he says, I already paid for the taxi's here, I already paid for the hotels, I don't want to go, I want to go see my family. That's the way they are. Very stubborn, bait and switch. It's evil is what it is. It's an evil behavior. They're dishonest. So if I ask a Filipino, she says, oh, it's because we're nice, we never say no. It's not because you're nice, it's because you're evil. They cannot say no is one reason why. The other word is manipulative. They're very manipulative. I had a girlfriend, she worked for a travel agency, and I invited her to come visit. She said no. I said, you know what, I visited you like 6 or 7 times. You should come visit me. I'll pay for the ticket. She said no. I said, you know what? It was nice dating you and everything, but I think I'm going to find someone who lives locally that I can see more often. She then booked a flight and said, I'm going to be there on Saturday. And I told her I already booked a flight to go somewhere else. I'm not going to be here on Saturday. She changed her flight. She spent the 2 weeks with me, etc. Wouldn't tell me when she was leaving. She stayed for 3 weeks. Finally, she says, I'm leaving tomorrow 1:30. I said, okay. Tomorrow 1:30, bags are packed. She's sitting on my bed in my bedroom. She says, I don't want to leave. And I was like, pick up your bags, get off your ass. Taxi's outside. We're going to the airport. I might have just put her in the taxi. I don't remember. But bait and switch is what it is. Manipulative. They're not honest with you. I I meet women. They say, I'm going out of town. When are you coming back? I don't know. You know when you're coming back. Don't give me this BS. I'm doing it for work. Oh, you're doing it for work and you didn't ask your boss when you're coming back. Your boss didn't tell you. I get this BS. I think they're going to see other guys and they don't know when they're coming back. They're going to come back when the guy kicks them out, is what it's going to be, when the guy gets annoyed with them. And of course, while they're gone, they have no internet. So one woman said, oh, I don't have any internet. Sent me like 2 messages and then ignored me for a couple of months. She has a son who's like 6 years old. Don't tell me you went 3 months without talking to your son. I bet you she talks to her son every day. She ignored me. And then when she comes back, she acts like nothing happened. The bait and the switch. There was a woman, I said, okay, we're going to go see a movie. I don't want to go. We're going to go see a movie. I don't want to go. Well, you know, the movie starts in an hour. We should go now. I don't want to go. When the movie started, she finally said, okay, I'm ready to go. That's because she didn't want to see that movie. She acted like a crybaby until time had passed. We couldn't go see the movie. Then she wanted to go see something else. So we saw something else. If that had happened to me today, after all my years, all the women I've dated, if I said the movie starts in an hour, we have to go, I don't want to go. Okay, see you later. That's what I would have said. The same with restaurants. There was this woman, she was my roommate in New York City. Very beautiful woman. She could get any guy she wants. And she would wear like all black leather, you know, things like that. Very beautiful woman. Blue eyes, blonde hair. She was like Swedish. And one day, it was cold out and I was sick. And, we went to go see the Letterman show, David Letterman. We were on television, actually, because she's so beautiful and she's sitting next to me. They put her in the aisle near the front so that they could put her on camera because of how beautiful she is. And we wanted to go to the IHOP. It's a good restaurant. She said, no, I know a good restaurant not far from here. I said, you know, I'm sick. I have a cold. The IHOP is right here. It's literally right in front of us. If your place is far away, it's not a good idea because I'll get sick. She said, no, it's not far away. It was like a 30-minute walk to get there in the cold weather. It just shows you that these people do not care about other people. And we went to that restaurant. It was a stupid restaurant. Nobody liked it. It was expensive. And the food wasn't that great. We like to eat a hearty meal. This was just expensive food, and I'm probably paid for her dinner and all that nonsense. The bait and switch. If that had happened today, if I said, we're going to the IHOP, and she said, I don't want to go there, I would say, okay, see you later. That's absolutely what I would say. See, that's not gentlemanly of you. That's not ladylike of you. I invited you and I'm paying. If you're a lady, you're going to accept my invitation. If you don't, then have fun going home. When I've had so many women be late on a date. In the U.S., typically 15 minutes. If they're bad late, 30 minutes. In Colombia, 30 to 45 minutes every date. One date was 2 hours late. Another one was like 8 hours late. Made me wait all day because it was a bait and switch. They lied to me. Said, oh, she can do it at 12. Oh, she can do it at 1. She's going to be there at 2. She's going to be there at 4. Another one, quick story. I didn't know the woman was a prostitute, but I later discovered she was. Beautiful woman. The best something I ever had in my life. I can't explain what it was. I told her, hey, let's have lunch. She said, when are you going home? I'm leaving tonight. She said, maybe I had asked her a few days before. They always wait till the last minute. So I'll be there at 1. And then at 1 o'clock I said, so where are you? So I'll be there at 2. And then at 2 o'clock, I'll be there at 3. And then I'll be there at 4. She wanted to come. I did not mean that as a joke. At the last minute with like an hour left so she could do something. I didn't know she was a prostitute, get paid for it, and leave. And then I have to go get on my plane. Bait and switch. They do it all the time. If they do it, dump these women. Anyone who says, oh, I can't make it, can you come here instead? Dump them.